so hard not to laugh. I was like, don't laugh, Robbie.
Are you gonna do this the whole time?
Use your side profile.
We can see my double chin.
It's gonna
telling me you're like this the whole time.
It's gonna be so hard to like. Okay, it's okay. I'll like look in between. I'll look
okay, you could at least it's like a squiggly chair.
Yeah, you're gonna see a spin.
Hey friends, my name is Ravi and welcome to the It's Not That Serious podcast. Learn and grow with me on my journey of self-love and betterment. I'll take my experiences and topics to inspire growth, change, and overall self-satisfaction.
Starting 2024, it was like a little rough because the first day I came back like from a trip, and you know when you like go on vacation, it's like a post-travel depression type thing. Like you get back and it's like reality hits. But like, I don't know. I think I've just been resting a lot this past week. Today's what, the 8th? I feel like for the past 8 days I've been like sleeping, not doing much. But I think, like I was saying earlier, just resting a lot in order to have that energy to do all the things I need to.
Throughout the year?
Yeah.
What do you have planned so far for the year?
Definitely to travel a lot. So I'm going to Cancun at the end of this month, and then I'm going to Japan in April. Those are like the big travel plans that I have.
How long are you going to be in both places? So
I'll be in Cancun for a whole month teaching yoga there. And then in Japan, I'll be there for like 11 days with friends traveling. And I've never been to Japan, so that's going to be really exciting. Oh, I've never been to Cancun either. But, like,
but Japan is kind of far. Kind of real far.
No, like Japan's like far. And I've never traveled with like a big friend group either. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then with Cancun, like I'll be traveling by myself. So that's scary, especially because I'm not like fluent in Spanish either. So it's,
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Well, if you need help, let me know.
Okay, I'll call you, but
What does this mean?
Yeah.
You said hola. What is
What is hola? But yeah, so traveling, staying consistent in the gym. But I feel like I've done good with that in 2023. So just to carry that in. I want to hit 125 pounds. Like that's my goal. I'm at 115, and I felt like I've stayed at that for all of 2023. And 2024, I want to gain 10 pounds. So I'm going to be stuffing myself. Yeah, and just focusing on my podcast and yoga, teaching more yoga, doing more yoga, and dancing. I want to go to those dance classes that I went to. Yeah,
that was fun. That trip for Japan, how many people did you say are going?
6 of us. Yeah.
That's a lot of personalities in one place. That is. In a whole new continent.
Yeah, because we got the introverts and the extroverts, and then the people who like are homebodies, and the people who are active, and then the people who just want to try food, and then the people who just want to take pictures and videos. Yeah. So we probably are going to end up splitting up for part of the trip.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I'm super excited. I just don't know where this money's gonna come from. Because you know how they're like, money comes and goes, but my money's just going.
It's not going right now.
It's not coming back.
But you're also gonna start a new job, right?
Yes, I'll be starting a new job. I'll be a housing specialist for homeless people. And that's gonna be interesting. Because I've worked with that company before, but it's a different position, and I'll be out in the fields, like interacting with the people out on the streets and being like the rapid response team. So we're like the 911 crew of the organization.
I feel like that does fit your personality, just because I remember when you were in the other position, you weren't fully content with what you were doing. So going into this, at least if you're more involved, I feel like that'll help you.
100%. Because the other one, I was like literally in an office space the whole entire time. And like, you know me, like we're both really active people. We like to move around. So just like sitting there on your butt the whole entire time just feels really like stagnant. I didn't like it. But yeah. So those are like some of the things that I'm going to be working on in 2024. What about you?
Well, let me see. So it all depends, like I said. So I applied to a few schools, but the one I'm wanting to go to is SDSU. And I don't hear back until February. And if I get accepted, then this upcoming year is just going to be me and PT school club start in June.
Oh.
So it started at the beginning of summer.
So you'll hear back February to know if it's going to start in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if not, if I don't get into SDSU, then I'll have to apply again. So my summer will look, my 2024 will look like me applying and like trying to like,
oh, okay.
Maybe like shadow a little bit more, get more experience in like maybe like same PT field, but like in other specialties. Just so like I can be more prepared and have maybe improve like my responses and my essays and everything else that gets added into like my file when they look at it.
Are the 2 PT schools that you applied to in San Diego, or was the other one?
One of them's in San Diego and the other one is in Long Beach.
Okay, so if you get accepted to the one in Long Beach and not San Diego, are you gonna move up there?
If I'm being really honest, I will, and I don't know, so I applied more to like know that I can get into the school. Because if I do get accepted to Long Beach, I think I'd really think about it because I don't really want to go to Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
I do want to stay in San Diego, and ideally I'd want to go to SDSU. But if I do get into Long Beach, I think I'd have like another talk with myself and see if I really want to do that because I don't really want to go.
Okay, so it's more of just like I want to know if I can get accepted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which I can, putting into the university.
Yeah, manifesting.
But it's just more of like, I know that like I don't really want to move out of like San Diego area. I have my partner here, so I want to stay around like close to my partner. And I have my family, which are right here, like super close by.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of my friends here. Well, I think my friends are kind of like all over the place.
Right.
But I think I've really found that San Diego is the area where I would like to go to school, and I feel like I'd be 100% happy with my decision of going.
It just makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
And if I do go to like Long Beach, I think academically I'd be happy because I'd be in PT school, but I think in other areas of my life I would probably be not the happiest.
Okay.
And I know that I would be spending 3 years of my life there, and I wouldn't be happy to the full extent of like that I could be. Okay. So I think that if I do get into Cal Long Beach, I think that would give me a little boost of confidence and maybe help me kind of like, you know, see what I've done right, and then apply again to SDSU because that's like the school that I definitely want to go to. That is a dream school, and
so fingers crossed. I hope you get in.
Yeah, me too.
That'll be fun though.
But yeah, so it really depends on February. So next month I'll find out what happens. And if that'll change like the whole trajectory of like the rest of the year. Okay.
So right now you're kind of in that spot of just like the waiting game of like, how is the rest of my year going to look? Yeah, and it's an awkward space to be in because I'm so used to like knowing what the next step is, and not knowing what the next step has left me in like a place where I feel a little anxious sometimes because it's completely out of my control. Exactly. But I've learned to accept it and welcome it and know that like there's going to be parts of my life where that's literally what it's going to be. It's just like waiting and then doing the work or putting in the work and then just waiting for the results if the results are going to come, you know. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So it's going to be all depending on February. Because after that, like whether it's a yes or a no, I'll know the rest of the plan. Okay, so in that waiting game, like where are you at right now? Like what are you doing right now? I'm working at a PT clinic, which I love working as an aide, like a physical therapy aide. Maybe the space that I'm in, I think I would really like to be somewhere else, just because I think like there's probably other locations that will help me grow a little bit more. And so I'm working there, and I've been applying to full-time positions at like hospitals for like inpatient hours. So I'm still doing that and waiting to hear back from them. And then so I'm also doing this training, so it's like basic life support training that a lot of the hospitals need for you to apply to like their positions. So I just started it like last week, and I'm gonna finish it I think in 2 weeks. Okay. So you've still been busy, like you're still doing stuff. I'm doing stuff, but it feels like very very different because I'm so used to being like on the structure of a schedule of like studying for this exam and then waiting for maybe like a week and a half and then studying for another exam and like kind of getting the groove of that stuff. And especially because I had that class physics, which if you don't take it, don't ever take it because I know. I feel like everyone who takes physics like hates physics. It's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But I think in like the realm of sciences, I never thought I'd have to know so much about like magnets and mirrors and lenses and I don't know. Like circuits are fine. I really like circuits, but everything else is like I
I still look at it. Like sometimes I open my backpack and I look at it and I'm like,
You see all the numbers and you're like,
I'm like, no, thank you. It's no, I don't. I think coming from that left me like kind of like it was like a shock from going like super busy and like trying to get all the stuff ready for the applications and like finishing my finals to like nothing. And now I'm like, now what do I do? So I'm busy, but I feel like I'm not being as productive as I could be. But then I'm also coming from a place where like I need to be more understanding with myself and know that I am doing something, even if it's not a lot. If my plate isn't super full, doesn't mean I'm not doing something. You know?
Oh my gosh, no, I totally like that too. Where I feel like, I feel like you're like this too, where you feel the need to be productive all the time and have a to-do list and knock everything out on your to-do list. Because if you don't do it, it kind of like takes a hit at your self-worth and value. So like if you have a to-do list and you just stay unproductive or like in bed all day because let's say you're sick or you're tired or whatever, and then you see your to-do list not being done, you kind of feel like, okay, now I feel like shit, like I'm a horrible person. I am not going anywhere in my life, but it's like just that one day, you know? I'm not really like that.
You're right, because sometimes I'll have days where I'm like kind of just relaxing and doing nothing, and then it's like 7 p.m. and I look back and I'm like, what have I done today? And I'm like, nothing. And then I'm like, what am I doing with all this time? Because like I think about it as like a privilege to have nothing to do, because I'm like, I should be doing something. Like especially as like coming from like a very hardworking family. Like my dad always working every day. So when I, for example, have like a day off, I'm like, okay, like what do I do with this? I should be either making money and working or like doing something for like school. So it's hard to just say I'm not gonna do as much or I'm gonna take it easy. And when I do, it's like that guilt that stays with me, and I'm going to sleep like guilty for having a relaxing day. And
then you wake up the next morning, you're like, now I have to do something to prove to myself yesterday that like that was worth it, you know? I feel like that too. And I've noticed with you and your work ethic, you're literally always on the go. If you're not working on school, you're working at work, or you're doing something productive, you're helping a friend, you're helping your family, like you're helping somebody and being productive. And I feel like that helps you feel like you're helping yourself too. Because
I feel like serving others is where a lot of like my passion lays on. Like I want to be a physical therapist, and that's to serve others and help others with like chronic pain or just maybe like injuries that they have. So I find happiness helping people, and when I can't help people or when I don't do something for others, I feel like it's almost like a disservice to like what I can do, you know? And it feels like if I'm able to do this, why am I not doing it? And that's how I always think about it.
Do you think that kind of came from your parents too? Just seeing their work ethic and how it's like played a factor in how you view your own work ethic?
I think so. I think I'm always comparing my work ethic with their work ethic, and theirs is coming from like a place of need. Like if they don't work, they don't have anything. Like right. So for in my like life, it has been like very different from theirs. Like so for me, it's more of like working. So like my parents like for me, it's more of like working so that my parents' sacrifices were worth it, and their work ethic is coming from like working to survive.
Okay.
So my work ethic is really different from theirs. I'm not saying it's like one is better than the other, but it's definitely comes from like different areas of need.
Right.
So when I'm working, I feel like yes, I get it from my parents, but I think I work for my parents, not from my parents, but like for my parents.
Okay, no, that does make sense. Okay, that's interesting, because I feel like for me it's similar but different at the same time, because like my parents are also immigrants, and like they started from nothing. My dad like created his own business and everything, started from scratch, and then my mom was like super hardworking. So I think seeing that, and then like them coming home and my dad still like works on stuff in the yard, and then my mom does stuff in the house, like they're constantly working, they're constantly busy. So I think seeing that makes me feel like I need to constantly be doing something, because if I'm sitting down, it's like in a way like I'm just being unproductive, and kind of in a way like you said, like they made all these sacrifices, so kind of like you want to make it worth it. But at the same time, I think it's also because the times where I sat and did nothing, my parents would be like, oh, like you're so lazy, and I think that kind of like instilled in my head like if you're being lazy, it's not a good thing, you know. So I think part of that is there as well.
That actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about it that way, because I remember like sometimes my parents, like similar to you, like my parents are always working. Like if they're not working at work, they come home and they do stuff around. Like mom cleans the house, and my dad usually will go to like his second job, or like he'll come home and like maybe he'll like take a break and stuff. But he works every single day, so some evenings he does to get off. But when I'm there, or at least before when I was there, I felt wrong to sit down because my mom wasn't sitting down, my dad wasn't sitting down. So when I would go to, I'd be like, okay, I have nothing to do. And I sit down, and they just like pass me by. They never said anything like, oh, you're lazy. But I feel like I just like the guilt was like, get up, get up. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do something.
Yeah.
I don't know, clean something.
Yeah.
So
do you think in a way like yours like not consciously or actively trying to prove to them, but you think like subconsciously you kind of feel like you need to like prove to them?
I think so. I think it comes from like I want to make them proud. So I feel like, and my parents are the parents that are not gonna say like we're not proud of you, but they're like they'll be very, how do you explain it? Like they're very sweet. They're lovely, loving parents. But I feel like I won't make them proud if I'm not the person that they want me to be, but they don't tell me who they want me to be, because they're like, do you just like work hard? But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they're not judging, but when they're walking by, I feel like they're waiting for me to make the right decision. Because I'm friends with the type of people that are like, they're not gonna tell me what's right and wrong. They're gonna wait for me to know what's right and wrong. So I'm always like looking for like, what am I doing? Is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? Because they're not gonna judge me out loud, but I feel like they'll wait for me to like judge myself or like tell myself what I need to be doing. So I don't know. No,
that totally makes sense. I totally see where you're coming from. But I'm also thinking, do you think this is something you're making, like not making up, but like this is something you're thinking they're thinking?
Yeah.
Or are they actually thinking that?
I think it's more, I think they're thinking that. Because like if I'm being honest, my parents are like probably clueless. Like, I feel like they forget that I'm there. Sometimes I'm there and I'm like, hi, like what can I help you guys with? Or something like that. But I think it is just me. And because like realistically, I doubt they're like, I'm gonna wait for her to see you, and like if she's doing the right thing. But I think it's just literally me thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's like comes back to like, I think it's maybe my own subconscious being like, get up, do something. Yeah. So I don't know.
My parents are so funny. They'll say things like, once you're financially like stable, once you have a good job, once you get a higher education, I can die in peace. Like, they literally say stuff like that. Like my dad's like, I won't stop working hard until like you guys are okay, and then I'm okay with dying. Like God can take me after you guys are set. And I'm like, Dad, what the hell? But he'll say stuff like that. And my mom too, like she's like, I trust that God will guide you guys, and then he'll take me when it's time. And I'm like, I'm just trying to eat dinner. Like, why are we talking about death right now? But
you look at the soup and you're like,
no, yeah, literally. They'll literally say stuff. So I think that kind of makes me feel guilty if I'm not stepping towards certain goals to make them proud. I don't think in the back of my head, it's me thinking I need to make them proud, but I think it's kind of like a fear factor in a way. I'm like, I'm kind of scared to not be productive and work through those goals. Bless you. Like subconsciously for them, but also for me, like I don't want to feel like a failure. And then also, it kind of scares me too, because like my dad has been really, I've been really dependent on my dad financially. So if anything were to happen to him, I would literally be screwed. Because I'm like, I don't know how to like take care of myself in those aspects. And same with my sister too. Like he takes care of both of us financially. I'm not saying he pays for like everything. I still pay for like a lot of stuff too, but like the basic stuff like phone bills and like our house and like insurance and stuff like that. So like if anything were to happen to my parents, then my sister and I would be like, oh my God. You know.
No, yeah, that's fair. Do you think them helping you like along this way has like helped like made you more like inclined to be independent? Because I know you always bring up like always wanting a job. Like you're never like satisfied with not having a job. You're like, because you've moved and you've like you were in Orange County and then come back down, but you're always like, I need a job because like you like to have like your own independence. Do you think that's coming from like your dad like you know, like being like, I want to support you in these ways, but like you gotta keep working towards your own things? Or do you think that comes from just like yourself being like very motivated to work and have your own like stability?
I think all of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah. Because so I do have two parts of me. Like, I can be really lazy and not want to do anything, but like I also am really motivated to do a lot of things, and I can have discipline if I really have like that passion and motive for it. And then the financial ways, like there's just so many things I want to do. Like, I like to have fun. I like to go out with friends. I like to try new foods, travel, all that stuff. And before, I didn't like to ask my parents for that money. Like, they'd be like, oh, we give you money to like go out, whatever. That was before I ever had a job. And when they did give me money, I felt so guilty asking for it each time. And it got to the point where my mom would be like, we just gave you money. And like, she would always say like, we just gave you money. And I'm like, but there's like so much I want to do, you know? And so I felt the need to just make my own money so I can have that lifestyle and do all the things I want. Definitely living on my own and needing to be more aware of how I spend my money, because my money was going to my rent and my like just for fun expenditures, and I had to find that balance. And now that I'm home, I don't have to pay for rent, so I've just been spending it on all like the fun stuff I've been wanting to do, and I'm like, oh shit, it's all going, but it's not coming. But yeah, I think part of it does have to do with like, okay, my dad's helping me all the time. I don't want to rely on that. It also makes me feel like I'm really spoiled. Like, I am really spoiled, but I don't want to be like a spoiled brat about it. I think I am like pretty humble about like my dad's like money helping me and stuff. But yeah, I think it's all like me wanting to be productive, and then also having that sense of independence.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because you are very, like, you have a lot of discipline. Like, you wake up really early, and you're like, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna get up. Which I respect. I feel like it's really hard to do that and get into the habit of actually doing that. Especially if you've been doing it for like a year consistently. Like, you're like, every day, like, I'm gonna wake up like at 5. That's insane. Yeah. That's something that I think people wish they could do, but you can't put the work to do it, get it done. Yeah. And that's speaking for me too, because I'll be like, I'm gonna get up early, and it's like 6. I'm like, okay, I'll get up at 6.
That's still early though.
still, but it's not as early as I wish I could get up. You know.
Yeah, that's true. So. See, but I don't know if it's just discipline, or if it's like a punishment, or like I don't know if trauma response is like a good way to word it. But like, I feel the need to have to do that. Otherwise, I feel like really unproductive, or I feel like I'm wasting my life or my day. Like, if I wake up any later than like 7, I feel like my whole day is ruined. And that's not like a good way to think, because if I do wake up past 7, then I'm like, oh, well, I could do this, but now I'm lazy because I already started my day off not how I wanted, you know? Yeah. So I don't know.
Do you think that that's like comes down to also like the all or nothing? Like, if you didn't start your day great, you're like, my rest of my day is not going to be great kind of thing?
Yeah. But I don't know where that comes from. Yeah. Like, why I'm like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know where it comes from, but I see it be applied to a lot of things. Like the day thing. Like, if you don't start early, then it's not a good day, and then the rest of the day feels like unproductive. And for me, it's more of like, if I don't do this consistently for a week, then it doesn't matter for the rest of the month. I'm like, it's okay. I should be okay. Like, little things are okay. Because that's something I'm trying to go towards. Like, it's not getting out of the all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
So, I think we were talking about it last time too. I'm like, I need to get out of that funk. Like, if it's like all of it or like nothing, it can be like in between.
Yeah. But I think it's because you and I have these goals that we want to work towards. And we do spend every day working towards those goals. Yeah. But we have such a long to-do list for ourselves that if we don't do everything on that list, then we just feel like everything's ruined. Yeah. But it's like, we need to take these baby steps to move forward with those goals. Like, we're not going to finish everything all in one day. Yeah. And I'm learning to be okay with that too. Because I don't know why I make my to-do list like 10 different things, and then they're all time consuming too. So then when I don't do all of it, I'm just like, well, right. But it's like, I literally am putting pressure on myself and having these expectations that are not achievable. Like I have to be more understanding that I'm working with it little by little and it's going to take time. So I have to be gentle with myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, man, why did I do that? I'm so disappointed.
It's like, I think I always underestimate how long the tasks that I do will take. And I thought it was because I was being like maybe unproductive, but it's because I'm a perfectionist and I want it perfect. So I won't move on to the next thing until that thing is just perfect. And then and then when I don't finish the 9 out of like the 9 things I have on my list, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't do enough. But then I look back. I think I'm learning to be, and I want to implement it this year, is like being like very like grateful to myself to get, and like still being proud of getting stuff done, even if it's 3 things, it's 2 things a day. Because I know that those 2 or 3 things that I did are like to the best of my abilities. Because I feel like I had a hard time like being okay with that. If it wasn't like all of it, I was like, okay, it wasn't a productive day or it wasn't a good day. So I really want to move out of that like headspace. Because I feel like it's very like discouraging because it's me doing that to myself.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're abusing yourself mentally and you're being toxic to yourself. Like literally no one's gonna be that hard on you. No one, like if you work on something and someone else sees that, they're gonna be like, oh, that was good, but you're like, oh, it's not good enough. Yeah. And like to them it's like, why? Like why are you so hard on yourself?
We're like our hardest critics.
Yeah.
Because even you, like with like you were like whenever you do something, I'm like, oh, this was so good, Robbie, or like you get a compliment and you're like, it could be better. And I'm like, Robbie, it was literally amazing. Like, I'm always like, you did so good. Or like, it's always like, the podcasts are doing amazing. Or like, I like, you know, like the little quotes you bring out, like all of those little TikToks. I'm like, they look great, you know?
Yeah.
So,
cat's crying.
Is it the cat?
Yeah. No, but yeah, we definitely talk about like being perfectionists all the time. But literally nothing's ever going to be perfect. Nothing's ever going to be the way we want it to be.
Yeah. That is...
I even have on my list right here, where is it? The last bullet point, don't aim for perfection.
Oh my. I like how you have that. You're very visual.
I am. Like, I need to see my goals. I need to have that reminder. And I feel like the more you see things, the more you say things to yourself, it like really solidifies in your subconscious to where consciously you'll be doing things to strive to those goals because it's in your subconscious. Like you're not aware of it, but then it comes into your everyday habits to start like working towards that, you know? So I feel like that's why it's important to have like vision boards or have goals and be set on the plans that you want. Because if you kind of just go into things blindly, then she's attacking me. If you just like go into things blindly, then it's not gonna really get you anywhere. There's like this one guy I follow on TikTok. His name's Alex Sedlock, and he like sends these emails like every other day or like weekly. He sends them like pretty regularly. There's like this one thing he said, this comparison he made that was like, imagine getting into an Uber and telling them like, oh, just take me to a destination. I don't know where, but just like take me. They're not gonna take you anywhere because like they don't know where to go. But you have to like be clear on your plan, on your vision. So if you go into the Uber and you're like, okay, take me to this destination, then it's clear, okay, we're gonna turn right here, we're gonna go left here, and it's clear and solidified. So I actually made a vision board for 2024 with like all these pictures. Like I wrote down all the things I want to manifest for 2024, and then I went on Pinterest and looked up all those pictures that like envision it and kind of, what's the word? They're just like describe it,
yeah. Help you visualize it.
Yeah, and then so like I put it together and then I made it my lock screen for my computer.
Oh, that's cute. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I kept saying I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do like a goal, a goal list, but I keep thinking like what's stopping me from doing it is like knowing if I got in or not. Because I'm like, okay, I want to do all these things if I'm in PT school. Yeah. If not, then it's like it's gonna look so different. Yeah. But I think that's a good idea to like, especially if you're a visual person and like want to picture it, like literally picture what you want in like this upcoming year. that's honestly such a great idea to do.
Yeah, I feel like it really like clears it up in your mind, like the steps you want to take. Because, yeah.
Are you're very artistic too, right? Because like I know when you like make all like your crafty things, I'm like, that's actually really cute.
I like to like make collages or like compilations of things, and that's just for me. I like to look back on things because like I'll be in little funks where I'm like, wow, my life is so boring, or I'm not going anywhere, like everyone hates me, and then I like look at the videos and I'm like, wow, I have so many people in my life that like I love and they love me. We care about each other, and I have a good life, like, you know, like I don't have much to complain about, so I'll watch those videos and I'm like, it's nice to...
Oh, like your little like your edits?
Yeah.
Those are actually really cute.
Thanks.
So, I like watching those. And like I feel like I'm like admiring from afar. I'm like, yeah, go Robbie!
Oh, thank you.
Go Rob! Like the videos when you went to Oregon. I think that was really nice.
Yeah.
I like that one. And then which was the last one you posted? It was like your end of the year one. That one was really good too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like doing those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What things do you like to do for fun? Like you're always on the go. Like what are you doing when you have time to like take care of yourself?
I think let me think actually. Let
me sit a little bit closer. Like I'm trying to like come out of the frame a little bit.
Oh my bad. Why should you tell me in the frame? Check.
She's a guest star in this episode, I guess. Yeah.
This thing kept squeaking, so hold up.
It's okay, it's fine.
I was trying not to move, and like I was like flexing my abs for like a few minutes, and I was like, if I move, it's gonna squeak. I think like what I like to do for fun has definitely changed for the past year, because thinking about it, what I like to do for fun was like going on hikes. I would go on so many hikes.
I remember that.
I would go like on hikes all the time
with your dog.
With Johnny, yeah. On the weekends, like that's all I really did. Like I'd go on hikes. Because I used to work at a market, remember? At like the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And right after that, I'd go on hikes. And I feel like I definitely like have stopped doing that. Like, hold up. Let me face more this way.
Okay.
Look, yeah, I think I've definitely stopped doing that. And I think it's just because like, I don't know what exactly it was. I just stopped going on hikes. But
probably just being busy.
Life. I think this past 2023, I definitely got caught up on getting stuff done and trying to work and working in a job that would literally like take like my entire day. So I think that's actually a goal. I won't answer what I like to do, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I think this year I definitely want to focus more on like doing stuff that I like, and that's like getting back into the gym consistently like I used to, like every day.
Oh, with that too, like you hurt your back.
I hurt my back.
So that's understandable why you took a break from the gym.
Yeah, I hurt my back pretty bad, and I just recently I started feeling a lot better, which has been like I've been trying to go back into it slowly because like it was like a big change for me, specifically because like for like what was it 2019? Like 2019, 2021,
yeah,
and 2022, I was like it was full on just like working out and like running and going on hikes and being super active. And then like I think it was like for a whole year and a half now, almost 2, I haven't been able to do so.
She wants to hang out with you.
She can come up here, but I'm just gonna sniffle a little bit.
She's allergic to you.
And sorry, cat. But I think from that switch, like I think it definitely left me a little depressed, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was like trying to hide it and be like, oh no, like I'm not depressed, I'm okay. But I think it definitely took a toll on my mental health to not be able to do the one thing that I enjoyed, which was working out. Especially because in college I was like working with like with a few like professors, and like my coach, Coach Durant, he was like very like adamant that I stay within the field of weight training and like you know, like work with him because he knew I was really passionate about it. And then me hurting my back really like took a toll on me because like I had to say no to his like offer, and then I had to like really like just change like my path for a few months, which I thought it was gonna be a few months, ended up being like a year. So I think this year I definitely want to focus on like getting active,
easing back into it.
And I think I'm gonna do that like I'm signing up for like a membership so I can feel like I shouldn't have to have a membership, but I feel like when I have a membership, I'm like, okay, I need to go because I'm already paying for it. Exactly. So I have to go.
Exactly, yeah.
And going to a place where I actually like and I think it's clean is probably a big factor because I started going to 24 and I did like 24, but it's so big and it's like they don't take care of it, so it's just I don't feel like inclined to go.
Yeah. No, and with Choose too, like it not only is it clean there and the workers are cleaning it, it's like the workers are so friendly and just the environment itself. Like it's so easy to talk to the workers there. It's so easy to talk to the members there, and then you see the workers like actively cleaning and the weights are exactly where they need to be.
Yeah.
I've gone to like Crunch and 24 Hour and all these other gyms, and it's like you walk in and it's not the same friendly environment. It's not as clean. Everyone's kind of just there.
Yeah.
But yeah. And also with like you being active, that's understandable why you were feeling like super depressed not working, because our bodies are meant to move. Our bodies are meant to be active and stuff, because if you're not moving around, you're kind of just, oh my god.
Are you okay? Yeah. Oh my god. No, if you're not trying to bring light. That's okay. But yeah,
if you're just like there, your body has like all this energy that's just like stored in it, so you're just kind of like become a little restless, and you probably end up like thinking a lot more. Like if your body's not as active, your mind becomes more active. Yeah, you need to like even it out.
I think it's just specifically for me, I remember my mom would literally just like, before when I was younger, she'd like push me outside. She'd like, go release your energy and like come back when you're like ready. Because I would be like a very like hyperactive kid. So I found that like I was doing my best when I was like exercising and like staying busy with school and work. Like that I was like at my, I would say like the prime stage of my life where it's like I was full with things that I wanted to do. Yeah. Like I wanted to be in school when I was in school. I had a job and it was perfect, so I could have like my spending money and then my saving money, and then
is she okay there?
yeah and then and then I was like working out, so I felt good about myself, you know. So it was like it's perfect. It was a perfect combination because my mind wasn't being overwhelmed by space, right? Because when I'm not working out, I'm like sitting around or maybe not doing something that's super active for my body, and then I start thinking of it. Like I think a part of me gets a little anxious, and sometimes that my anxiousness comes from just like my mind having a space to overthink everything. Right. And when I'm at a gym, I'm feeling good about myself. Like all these endorphins are like out here, like you know, doing their thing, and then it takes up time. It takes 2-3 hours of my day doing something. So now I have like set time for whatever I need to do. Yeah. And I think that's like what helped me stay in such a good mood, and like I think even working out helped a lot of my relationships, because when I was with them, I was giving them the best version of me. I wasn't giving them like a version of me that I wasn't content with. Oh yeah. So a lot of my friendships and stuff like that, like my parents, like my friends and stuff, like I think they were doing better back then because I was happy with myself, and I was happy with who I was I was happy presenting a good version of me to them. And now it's like, it's not that I'm not happy with who I am, but I think I'm not as happy as I could be, you know?
Wow. I think that was like so perfectly worded, and that she literally tried to play with you. No, that was actually like so perfectly worded, and I think that makes so much sense. And I think that added a lot of clarity to like a lot of the things I've viewed in my life too, like where I'm at versus the times I've been at like a peak in my life. I wouldn't say I ever hit like one high peak. I feel like I've, you know, it's like a heart monitor. Like it's like up and down, up and down. So I feel like I've had like low peaks where I'm kind of just plateauing, or not even a peak, I'm just plateauing, or like a high peak where like everything in my life is so great. Yeah. I love who I am. I love how I'm thinking. I love the alone time I have, which is balanced out perfectly with my social life, work life, gym life, all that stuff. But like being right now that I'm not like actively having a full-time job, so I have like all that space you were talking about to just sit and think. And then all I really have going on for me is the gym and hanging out with friends. But then in my downtime, it's just like too much downtime where I'm kind of like, okay, what do I do with this space? What do I do with my time? And there's like things I can do, like work on my yoga certification, work on my podcast, work on something where I'm like reading, learning, growing. But then it's just like, it doesn't feel as structured because I don't have the time slots where I need to show up at work at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to the gym and I'm like, I could go to the gym whenever I want, but like I'm kind of making that schedule for me to go at this time, which I could change whenever.
Yeah.
And so like where I'm at right now, it kind of feels like I'm not at a peak and I'm not just plateauing. I'm kind of just like there, kind of waiting for stuff to happen and be structured. So I just have so much space and time to think, and I don't like it, and it drives me crazy. And then it doesn't help that like winter is upon us, and it's just like we're not getting as much sunlight. So it's just like my brain becomes even more active in this time. But
yeah, because seasonal depression is real, and I think people don't understand that, and they kind of don't give it them, like they try to be like it's not real, it's like in your head, but it's very, very real. Like when we're not outside, when it's cold and gloomy, like your body definitely feels it. And going back to the structure thing, like one thing I've noticed is that I think structure definitely does give us a lot of like motive. So when you don't have that structure, it's like you're so open to doing whatever, but too many choices is overwhelming.
Yeah,
it's like so, and I think that's another issue where I'm like I could do so many things, but because I can do so many things, I get overwhelmed and I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything now.
No,
so I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
It's like is it like decision paralysis or something like that? No, maybe that's something different.
No, I literally saw a TikTok about this yesterday.
Yeah, really?
It literally was talking about I forgot what it was called. It's literally what you were talking about. It's so crazy that I saw this literally last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, just having too many options or too many things to do, but it's overwhelming, so you kind of just stay there and do nothing. It's a trauma response.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, your body's in fight or flight, and so it's a way your body avoids feeling that stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
So it kind of numbs itself, and you don't do anything, so you don't feel that pain.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, well now I'm gonna be aware of that.
And you have to be very gentle with yourself in those times too. Like you can't be like, damn, like I'm doing nothing because I'm overwhelmed. But it's like you're overwhelmed. Your body is protecting you.
Yeah.
So when you're being harsh on yourself, you're being harsh on your body protecting you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while now. I now put a name, like a name to it, and I can think about it that way. Because it just happens like sometimes I'll have a full day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a full day for me to do whatever I want to do. But there's so many options. I have so much liberty to do with whatever I want, and then I don't do any of that because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like I don't want to do the wrong thing. Yeah. So then I don't do anything, and then it's like a cycle that I also need to get out of, because now that like I do have like days that are like when I'm free, like I want to do something, and I feel like I need to just get active with it and be like, you know what, just get up and like put something on and then see where it takes you. Yeah. Or like I'll see where it takes me, because I'm like, I need to do something.
I've also noticed the times where I've been productive, if I do have a long to-do list or something like that and it is overwhelming, I'm like, let me just start with something. So I'll like choose something on there and I just do it without thinking. Yeah. Because once you start thinking, your brain kind of just psychs you out or interferes. Like there's like multiple voices in your head, and it's like that one voice that kind of drags you down is the one that speaks the loudest, and then that's the thing that like starts to like paralyze you and you don't do anything. So if you just start working, then that voice quiets down, and then your body just takes action.
Yeah, I think that what you reminded me of something that my partner tells me. It's like it's like count to 3 and go at 2, something like that. And I think that's something that I think about a lot, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just start going for it, but like I just gotta go. Like it's almost telling you go now, but it doesn't give me the pressure of being like go now, because I'm like, I'm gonna count to 3, like I'm giving myself time. In reality, I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah. And I think that's something when I'm feeling like I'm in a space where I'm nervous or anxious, I'm like, you know what, I say that in my head, and then like I just get going, and it gets a little easier to like do things that I feel like I wouldn't have done if I didn't think about it that way, or if I didn't say that little phrase in my head. Yeah. So
no, your brain literally just psychs you out. Like you're laying there, say you just wake up and your alarm went off, and then you're laying in bed and you're like, okay, I need to get up, but then the voice comes in and is just like, but this bed's so comfy, like you could just close your eyes for 2 more seconds. But then the other voice is like, get up now, and then you're like, okay, I could, but, and then you start thinking. But if you're like 3, 2, 1 and you're just thinking about those numbers and you just go, then like that voice isn't as loud.
I think it gets like kind of like how do I describe it? I don't even know where I was going with that, actually. I got distracted. But that voice that you're talking about, I think, when I think about like those numbers, I think it's very like, it doesn't allow my brain to think about a solution to get me out of that situation. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes if I'm laying in bed, I'll be like, you know what, I can go to sleep for another 5 minutes and I just won't, I won't eat breakfast, but I'll still go to work. I'm like, it's okay, I can get, because like it'll prioritize that 5 minutes of sleep. I'm like, it's fine, I'll just fall asleep for another 5, and then I won't do this, but like, I'll still get to work, which is like the main thing. But I need to get better at that, because sometimes I'm like, I need to just get up and like get up to eat in the morning, because I don't eat in the mornings, because I always get nauseous in the mornings.
Same.
So
it's that fast metabolism.
I know. Like, I don't know what it is, but we need to eat. We do need to eat.
I know.
So that's another goal, actually.
Yeah.
Should probably write these down.
Just eat more.
But like eat in the mornings, because I've been doing okay with it, like eating something, even if it's like a little bar.
Right.
Because I didn't, and I know that when I was working out, I would eat. First thing, I got up and like drank a full like glass of water, and then had like my protein smoothie and like a piece of bread with almond butter, and I was like, that was like my breakfast, and I'd have that in me by before 7.
And then your day, you'd have that energy. The workout, you would just be killing it. Yeah, because
I'd wake up early, and because I was in like, I was in an RA, so I'd get up pretty early sometimes to go turn in like the duty keys and stuff. So before 6:50, I had already eaten my full meal. I would turn in the keys, and I'd get like a good workout in with like coach, and then I'd just be amazing for that. I'd be like super energetic, I'd feel great, and I'd be like super focused on school, because like my mind had already worked out, so I'm like, that's out of the way, and like I can just focus on school. And I think it was like, it's when I had like the best time at school, because I was doing good. Because when the time that I was spending studying, it was like time that was actually working. I wasn't just like, my mind wasn't like somewhere else. But I think it came from like the beginning, how I started my day, which was like literally feeding my body, which is what it needed.
No, literally, the first hour of your day kind of primes your day.
Yeah.
So if you wake up in the morning and you just like go and get it started, and you give time to yourself in the morning to just take care of you, then your glass is full. You're able to fill other people's glasses. So if you fuel yourself, you're able to have that energy for the rest of your day. But if you like start off that's why I'm so big on, when I wake up, just get up. And it has to start early, because that's how my day is primed. But when I wake up late, I'm just like, oh, now I'm lazy. Today's going to be lazy. But I think it's just because I'm like so aware of that I'm like too hyper fixated on it.
Yeah.
To where like it's not as productive for me, Yeah,
you do such a good thing with like getting up. You're like, I admire that about you. I think you're very like committed to it, and you have the discipline to get through it. Like, and you're like, I'm up, I might as well get up.
Yeah.
Because even like it's like studies show that even when you go back to sleep right before, like you're not gonna gain much from it.
Yeah.
Like if you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna give myself 5 more minutes, it's not gonna help you.
5 minutes won't.
It's really not gonna help you.
No, like sometimes it does.
You think so?
Like sometimes. There's literally only like one time. Like last year.
You're like, sometimes it's like one time last year.
Like it was literally once last year where I was like, I'm so tired, 15 more minutes, and I woke up and I literally was like, I sprung out of bed. I was like, let's go. But I feel like, you definitely should just like get up and go.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like it doesn't really do much. Because if I didn't wake up, like if I didn't go to sleep at the time that I needed to go to sleep, it's not gonna help. Because it's usually for me, it's not like 5 more minutes. I'm like, I'm really doing that for 5 more minutes. Like, like just get up and leave. But yeah,
that's true. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I thought of this like when we were talking about something earlier, but figuring out like planning what you're gonna do the day before that day. So like before going to sleep, if you're in bed and you journal, or at least like write down the things you want to accomplish the next day, then it kind of helps your brain like process that. Like it kind of programs your brain. So when you go to sleep with that in mind, like my intentions for tomorrow are to blah, 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 blah. And you like write it down, and your brain like sees it and visualizes it. It like programs in your brain while you're sleeping. So when you wake up, it's like, okay, like I know I'm going to get this done. These are the intentions for the day. And since the planning is already done, the doing is just the only thing that follows. So if you like have that already in your brain, you just like go, then the next morning, like you already know what you're gonna do, so you just like get up and do it with your day like planned out.
Is that like part of your journaling?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you brought that up before, and I'm like, I don't know if I ever could do that because I have a hard time sitting down and doing something. So, but the way that you described it, like the planning is done and the doing is all that's left. That's like, it seems like it solves the issue, which is getting started. Because because you did it already.
Yeah, exactly. The planning's always the hard part.
Yeah.
The doing's like you literally just have to do it.
Yeah. You just gotta do it. There's nothing else to do. Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your cat is like distracting me. See, if I wasn't allergic, I'd take you home.
Your allergies aren't like...
I took a Benadryl.
Oh, okay. Doesn't Benadryl make you sleepy?
It does.
When did you take it?
I took it in the car after I had the piece of burger. The piece of sandwich. Oh, I think I'll go back to like my hobbies because I didn't say my hobbies. What do I like to do?
Oh, I forgot to ask you that question.
But you asked it, I was like, I'll be back about that.
I forgot.
I was like,
yes, what do you do for fun?
Okay, what do I do for fun? Okay.
Nowadays, like, I know, actually, no, you could talk about, like, the things you did used to do for fun, which you did touch on a little bit.
A little bit.
But, like, what are things you do now?
I think now, I'll be honest with you, I feel like the only thing that I get to do with, like, my schedule is, like, hang out with, like, my partner and, like, get to just be with them. Mm-hmm. Whether that be, like, we just go outside and, like, walk their dog, or, like, little things is what brings me a lot of happiness right now. So spending time with my family is probably one of the best things. Like, and it's literally just sometimes just sitting in the kitchen or in the living room and just talking or like making fun of each other with like my family. That's probably what brings me the most happiness right now. Okay. Like quality time with my mom and my dad and my brother and like my partner. Just being in their existence and being around them. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's what this past year has been my favorite thing and like what I like doing, just listening to them and being around them. So this past year, because I couldn't work out, I think that's what I resorted to towards like having fun. Because I also am not a big drinker or anything like that, so I don't really go out or anything like that. Right. I have like my friends, but also this year has been a very big year of like kind of like moving away from like maybe like relationships or friendships that didn't really like serve me. Yeah. So, or like we didn't really like weren't aligning, and like we've talked about it before, and that's really hard. So it's like kind of like sitting with myself and like just enjoying my own time with like on my own and just really reflecting. So I think like what I like doing now is basically, I don't know, just being by myself and being with my family and like just sitting with their existence and like being grateful while I'm with them. That's my favorite thing to do. Like just hang out with my mom. My mom will literally be doing something and I'll be like just right next to her, like have you seen those memes where
you're like such a cat?
Yeah, I am. Or like, because it's like it's funny because like my mom is like she'll always be doing something, but I just like being around them. Yeah. So and like because now like I don't know, like I feel like I don't do much for myself, and that's what I want to change. Like I want to do more things for myself on my own. Because I used to do so many things on my own.
I feel like you still do though.
I feel like I do, but I feel like I still subconsciously want to do them with someone else. Oh. You know, okay. I want to like really like invest in like my time by myself and enjoy my time by myself. Mm-hmm. Because I can be alone and I like being alone, but sometimes I want somebody else there. Yeah. You know? But
I feel like also because like this is your first like really stable, healthy, long-term relationship. Yeah. So like of course you're gonna want to be with that person all the time because like you love that person, you know? Yeah. But I feel like now you're at that point where, okay, I know that's their own person, I'm my own person. I want to be able to give that time to myself because I was so invested in the relationship. Yeah. But like have that good balance where you also work on the relationship with yourself. Yeah.
And I'm in a safe space where like I can do that and like it doesn't jeopardize our relationship. Yeah, exactly. So it's like I'm in the best spot that I can be. Which is like nice to know that I have someone that will understand me and like allow me to do so if I need it sometime. And like they're in school right now, so they're like in like pretty like sturdy school, so they're like always like busy. So I can do things by myself. But because like I used to love to paint, and like I painted so many like little paintings. Like I
still have that picture of the brain that you you did back in like 2019, 2020.
Oh my gosh, I always paint organs. It's I don't know why I do that. I painted like the brain. I have a picture of like the heart. What else do I have? I don't know. I do, and the lungs. Oh, they're so pretty. But oh my gosh. I like to paint. I think what else do I like to do? I'm trying to think. What else do I like to do? I didn't think. I really don't do much. Paint.
I feel like those are pretty much.
I love to dance, so I dance by myself.
Yeah,
a little bit. I don't know.
You really like to learn. I feel like you like to expand your knowledge and just grow.
Mm-hmm. I do spend a lot of my time going through like old notebooks or like just like relearning things, and then like going in depth into about something that catches my interest. So one of my favorite hobbies is literally like learning about nature. Oh, I love plants. I don't know how I forgot that.
You literally went to my backyard earlier, like, that's a tomato plant, that's a guava tree. And I literally was like, how did you know that?
No, yeah.
I was like, that's a tree, that's green, that's brown. I think that's a guava.
That's a rag. No, but yeah, I love planting stuff and like growing things. And like that's one of my favorite things to do, like getting a little plant and like watching it grow and like having its new leaves come out and like like I did that. Like I helped that plant live, and like
all the plants I have, they die. That's why I'm here. Like you see my room, these are all fake. That one behind me fake.
It looks so good though. It looks so nice.
It's probably not good for the environment, but like it makes me feel like I'm in nature. I love green, obviously.
What are your hobbies, Bob?
Dancing, going to the gym, making my videos, editing stuff, learning new dances, playing with 7 cats and 3 dogs, all the animals we have. I like hanging out with friends. Oh, I love going to the beach.
I love the beach.
So those are like the things I like to do by myself, and then with friends, I just like to go out. I always go in phases of like going clubbing or drinking. I'll have phases where I'm like, for like a month or 2 or 3, I'll be like clubbing and drinking, and then after that it fizzles out, and I'm like, okay, like that phase is done, and then it like comes back up and I like have fun, and then it's like out of my system again, you know. I'm traveling.
Is there anything you want to start doing, like a hobby that's piqued your interest but you haven't indulged in yet?
I want to try different types of yoga. So like 2 different types of yoga that I really want to do this year is acro yoga. You know how on my Instagram, like one of the first videos I posted where that guy was like flinging me around? I want to do that again. That was so much fun. It made me feel like a flyer and cheer again. Like I was like, yes, throw me around. And then I want to do the other yoga where it's like those like silky things are like from the ceiling, and you like climb it, like tingle your body in it. I really want to do that. That sounds like so much fun.
That sounds so much fun.
And definitely this year I want to go to one of those yoga classes. Well, yeah, yoga classes, but the dance classes that we took.
Yeah.
And so I want to see if they're gonna have more classes. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have more classes, so we should go to those.
Well, yeah, we are going to those. Those are gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I feel like going to those like really helped me. I think just be like, it's okay to not be the best yet.
Yeah.
Or it's okay to just struggle. Because I think I'm so used to like getting something and be like, oh, I can get it, I did it, and then like I'm fine with it. Like it's stuff that I can get good at really fast, and this one's like one thing that I'm like, everybody around me is like 100% like really really good, and I'm like, this is like my area where I'm just like dipping my toes in. So it kind of like helped me just get out of my comfort zone, and I love that because like, you know, me in high school, I was like literally like always like I want to do everything that scares me, and I would do just that. Like
I admire that about you too, because pushing yourself out of your comfort zone allows you to grow. If you're always in your comfort zone, then you're not going to grow. You're not going to try new things, and you're just going to stay the same person. So you're constantly growing. I think that's really cool. I
love. It's like scary. It's really scary. Because like sometimes I'm like, oh, it scares me, and I like turn around and go the other way. But like I think like not this past year, but the year before that, it was really really good with like if it scared me, I'd be like, okay, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's scaring you and it's bringing up all these emotions, then do it. Because it's probably going to help you.
It is.
And that's what I would do. Like, if there's something that I'm like, oh, that's kind of scary. I'm like, no, actually, then now I have to do it. Now I have to do it because, like, I have to live by it. Like, or else I'm not going to grow.
That's so true. And if you also take time to just sit and think, like you were talking about, think about, like, why is this scaring me? Then, like, you kind of like, get to dig into where that is stemming from.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's literally just your ego trying to hold you back. It's trying to stay safe. But if you, like, push that, then you are kind of, like, increasing, like, that threshold of fear and just
how you can go
becoming better. Yeah,
I didn't think about it that way. I like how you put it as, like, a threshold. And I'm like, you're right, it is. Because after you reach that point, you're like, oh, I can do a little bit more. And then that's when you're like, out of nowhere, like, you turn back and you're literally somewhere you would never envision yourself at.
It helps with your confidence too.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you did something you didn't think you could. And now you're like, okay, what else can I do? And then you feel invincible because you're like, I can do anything, you know?
Yeah.
We could start to close out the episode, but what plans or goals do you have for the year, and what are you going to do to accomplish them?
What goals? Goals, like mentioned before, going to the gym consistently again, and then doing things that I enjoy, like getting back into doing things that I enjoy. So I think for like right now, it's like I'm working out every day, and working out includes like just walking, because like I think like definitely one thing that I did learn like while I was at Laverne and like learning kinesiology is like exercise. There's so many ways to exercise, and I think we're stuck in this cycle of the only way that you can feel accomplished is if you go lift weights, or the only way that you'll be like, oh, I did a good workout is if like you go to the extreme. And I think like getting in the mindset that like being active can be so broad, and you can like literally go on a walk or go on a hike. You can literally do yoga.
Yeah.
Because I think like it's very toxic to get into the mindset where like people think that yoga is not real like workout or like an exercise, when it's good for your body. You're getting your body moving, and like it doesn't. I feel like a lot of other like ways to be fit get like shoved into the rug and not really appreciated. Yeah. And I think I want to try more ways to be active and like broaden my like I guess just like my skill set with doing different things.
That's good.
So like going to like your classes, because when you do classes, I think those are really always really fun. Like I want to go to like a few more yoga classes and like dances, like dancing and like doing different types of dancing, because I know I really like contemporary like classic, so like I want to dip my toes into that, but also like pushing myself and doing hip-hop, because hip-hop is always the hardest. So I want to do more hip-hop classes and like get comfortable with like learning a little bit more about dance and like areas that I haven't worked in before, I'm not very experienced in. That's good. And what else? And like spending time with my family. Like I think I want to spend more time with my family, and like I think being more present with like my partner, because we don't get a lot of time together. And so the time that we do, like I definitely want to make sure that like when I'm there, I'm like helpful and useful, and like also being able to be a good partner for them. So with the year just starting, like my health and my family's health and my partner's health is like a priority, and kind of like helping myself so that I can be the best version of myself for them. Like starting, I think that's like the main thing that I'm going to be focusing on, is just being a better me, so that I can be a better person for others that I like are in my life, like my friends and my loved ones. So those are the goals. So starting with little things, like getting back into the habit of like making time for myself and working out and eating right and eating better, which I'm doing okay now. That's like the main thing, like being a better version for me, so I can be like a better like sister, a better partner, a better friend for everybody else that I care about. So
those are good. I like those. So it's so positive.
Thank you.
That's good. That's exciting.
That's exciting. And I'm excited to have like good friends around me. I think this past year has definitely shown me that like the people around me will make a difference. So
for sure. For sure. I also noticed that the times I really focus on myself and love myself, take care of me, I start attracting really healthy people. Like I have healthy friendships with a bunch of people. And then when you listen to your body, you can feel your body telling you like, this is not the person for you. This is not a person that you want to have in your life, whether it's romantically or platonically or whatever. Like you can tell. And then once you like cut them off and you're not talking to them, you can see how like healthy the people around you are, the relationships you have people around you are. And then who you surround yourself with is a big reflection of you. So when you're loving yourself, then you surround yourself with friends who love you and they love themselves. And when you get a better version of yourself, you get like a good version of your friends too.
Yeah. That is very true. You attract what you are, and like what like who you surround yourself make you too. Because like I didn't realize that how to what extent that was true. And so I'm like, yeah, you're right. Even if you don't want to be influenced by who you're around, like you will. Like it will shape you. Yeah. It will shape you.
Yeah, especially because your body and your mind naturally mirror the people you surround yourself with. So when you also, the things you notice in other people, you have within yourself too. So if you're like, oh, that person's like super talented, that person's like super pretty, it's because like you're talented, you're pretty. But then if you're like also saying, oh, that person like you see like the negative things within them, sometimes you think that's like subconsciously that's part of why or how you are, or like maybe things you want to avoid.
What is it called? There's like a word for it. What is it called when like someone blames you for something? Projecting. Is it like projection in a way? Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually reading this book. I like how we're gonna close this out. No, but this book that I'm reading is actually talking about how when you're a baby, when you're a kid, all you know to do is love, and you just play and you're happy and you love, and like you're living your life, and there's no negative thoughts, there's no doubts or anything. But then like seeing how your parents are, or when you start interacting with other people, then it kind of like trains your mind to see like the negative things, and that's when you start having all these like self-doubting thoughts, because it was projections of like your parents. So when your parents are like, no, you're doing this wrong, you're stupid, then like your little innocent mind like picks that up, and now you're telling yourself that. So like the negative thoughts and voices you have in your head are like the projections that your parents like put onto you, or like whoever the primary caretakers were. And then it described like our lives as like a hell. Like we live our own hells because of the negative thoughts that we have. Yeah, so it was like you create your own hell because your thoughts are your reality. So if you're seeing like all these negative things within yourself, you're creating that for yourself.
I didn't remember. Wow. That is interesting, because I don't think I've ever thought about it that way. Yeah. But it is true. Because we only know what we can think about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
That's why when you like know more things, you're able to see the world in a different light.
I want to read that book whenever you're done.
It actually, so my friend Boris was reading it, and then he gave it to his friend, or his girlfriend, Emely. She's the one who's going to sleep over this weekend. And she gave it to me. And all of us were like, this is a really good book. So I've been reading it every morning. And now I'm like, this is a fucking good book, dude. I'm going to let you read it.
Okay, we're going to be passing it along.
It's called The Mastery of Love. And it kind of just like tells, it goes back into like the beliefs of the Toltecs, which is like this, actually I don't want to butcher it. I don't even want to say.
But okay, I'll read it,
yeah. It's super good. But yeah, it's basically saying how like we all know how to love, and it all stems back to how we were when we were children. So
okay,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read that, because right now I'm almost done with one of the books. What's it called? Habits. Atomic Habits. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's about your everyday habits.
Is it about habits?
Yeah, I wonder how you know
that. We'll give it away. But it's like, it's really interesting, and I I said I'm almost finished, but I'm kind of halfway. Once I know a little bit more, I'll tell you more about it. Just because I want to make sure like I'm saying the right thing. But it's like about how little habits, like how we go about our habits and like getting rid of old habits and gaining new habits and how we should approach it. I think I brought it up earlier about like it's like almost like an onion with layers. Like it's the outcome and it's like what you're gonna do about it and it's the identity that's attached to those habits. And like it's first identifying the identity of who you want to be that will allow you to know what to do. And then from once you know what to do and what you should be doing, or after that, that's when like the goals come and like what you like, something like that. But it's interesting. It's a really interesting book, and I think everybody should read that book because I'm like, I didn't understand. I know now why I act the way I act, or like why I have these habits that I haven't been able to get rid of, or why I'm able to like do this and not do that. So
it's crazy because like I'll read a lot of self-help books. I'll listen to a lot of podcasts. I'll talk to a lot of my friends about everyday habits and just like thoughts and thought processes and like how we are the way we are. And I have all this knowledge, but then it just like gets stored back there and I don't apply it. So it's like I have it, but I don't apply it. And then it's just there. And then I like talk about it with people and I'm like, yeah, like I have all this information in my head. Like we talk about it. But it's like, now what? Like,
how do I apply it? Yeah. I think it's like a challenge because it's like you have all this information and it's a little overwhelming. Like, how do you start applying it?
Yeah, and that's where we freeze.
Yeah. You're talking about it. You're like, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah,
forget it. I'm just gonna keep it there.
Oh, life is hard, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Well,
okay.
This was a good conversation.
Good conversation.
Thanks for joining my podcast.
Thank you for having me. I like spending time with you and your cat.
Thanks. I enjoyed talking with you. Now we're gonna go to a cafe and get our shit together
and work on the goals. I don't even know what you're talking about. No, I am. I need
Anyway,
those other things.
This is Emily.
Hello, I don't think I
We started talking.
Yeah, my name's Emily.
I've known her since middle school, but then we started becoming more friends in high school. And then after college is when we started getting closer.
Or like during the pandemic.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
So like mid-college.
Yeah.
And then we went back down to our schools.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We've kind of just been like, we'll like pop into each other's lives and we're like, hey.
Yeah, what's up?
And then we're like, okay, bye. And then, hey.
But I think it's nice because I feel like we go and like live our lives and we can always come back to a friendship and know that we're still here.
Yeah.
We don't have to be like tied to each other.
Exactly.
It's nice. I really appreciate our friendship because it allows me to grow and allows me to come back and like talk to you and still get to know you and get to know the new version of you.
Oh my God, that's so true.
Because I love seeing your growth and I like being able to like step back and like come back and see who you are now instead of like kind of having to be the same person all the time.
I have never thought about it like that.
That's why I like my friends. Like I think the friendships that have like stuck with me the most and are continuously like there are the ones that like we can go do our own thing and come back and then see what version of ourselves we are, like what our new version is, because we don't have to like uphold who we are always, like you know, like I met you a certain way but that does not mean you have to be the same person when I see you again in like 3 months, 2 months, you know. Yeah,
I've never thought about it that way, like, oh, I'm meeting a different version of you.
I like that. I like having my friends, like, it sounds so weird and maybe a little controversial and it's okay, but I like that my friends go do their own thing and like we kind of like mirror, like go our own ways and then come back and we're like, who are you now? What are you doing now? And it's like, it's nice.
I agree.
So yeah, but
alright, so I'm not gonna talk to you for a few more months.
No, that's what I meant. It's just nice that you can do your things. So you're gonna go to Cancun and then gonna be doing all that stuff. But
I'll come back and I'm like, I found me a nice exotic. Oh my gosh. Anthony and Emily and Boris, when we went to Arizona, they were all talking about that and joking around. Like, you're gonna go to Cancun, you're gonna come back and like tell us about like all these boys.
Like, oh my gosh. You never know. Some yogi boys.
Yeah. We'll see.
Anyways,
okay, we're gonna
end it now.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.